Welcome to This Explainer. Listen, if you live with hard water, I know you've been there. Spending your weekends violently scrubbing your shower head, desperately searching for a fix that doesn't involve heavy bags of salt. You've probably stumbled across these devices online that promise to solve literally all of your plumbing nightmares with just a simple snap-on magnet. Sounds amazing, right? But is it just a little too good to be true? Well, let's find out.
So, let's hook right into the core mystery of the day. Do magnetic water filters actually work? Are these heavily marketed salt-free devices a legitimate, actual miracle cure for hard water? Or are they mostly just a clever marketing illusion designed to, separate you from your hard-earned cash? Honestly, the answer heavily depends on what you mean by the word work, the exact water chemistry flowing through your pipes, and how these things are actually verified.
To get you a crystal clear answer today, we're going to cover four main things: the compelling magnetic pitch, science versus marketing claims, why home results vary, and finally, the bottom line verdict.
All right, let's jump straight into Section 1, the compelling magnetic pitch.
If you're dealing with hard water, you already know the enemy here. It's limescale. It's that extremely stubborn, chalky buildup of dissolved calcium and magnesium that tortures your pipes, completely cakes your kettles, and destroys really expensive boilers over time. It is a very real and a very expensive problem for homeowners. And that brings us perfectly to the marketer's pitch. They promise you can reduce all that buildup with absolutely no salt, no harsh chemicals, and zero complicated installation. They're essentially selling a simple inline descaler. You literally just attach it, and theoretically, you never have to maintain it again. For anyone who's tired of hauling 50-pound bags of salt down to the basement, that sounds like an absolute dream, doesn't it?
The theoretical mechanism behind how this works is actually kind of fascinating. First, your home's water flows right through the device. Next, the magnetic field supposedly alters the fundamental structure and the behavior of those dissolved minerals. Finally, because their behavior is changed, these minerals are supposed to just wash right through your plumbing without sticking to the pipes or forming that dreaded scale.
Okay, but how does that hold up? Let's move to Section 2, science versus marketing claims. When we take that marketing megaphone and contrast it with independent scientific reality, we see a pretty stark difference. The pitch guarantees altered calcium behavior, zero salt usage, and hey, sometimes they even claim it improves the taste of your water. But the lab reality? It's highly mixed. While some strictly controlled tests do show reduced scale, real-world household results are incredibly inconsistent. They are notoriously difficult to reproduce when you're just dealing with everyday plumbing.
And we need to clear up a massive misconception right now. Preventing scale is not the same thing as softening water. Magnets absolutely do not extract minerals from your water the way a traditional ion exchange softener does. So even if a magnet happens to successfully reduce some scale formation, it's not truly softening your water. Your laundry detergent won't magically perform better, and that dry feeling on your skin and hair after a shower? Yeah, that won't change, because those hard minerals are still completely present in the water.
This leads us right into Section 3, why home results vary.
You see, water chemistry is incredibly complex. Hardness is just one single variable in a massive chemical equation going on in your pipes. You have to factor in water temperature, the flow rate, pH levels, alkalinity, dissolved solids, and even the existing scale already sitting in your plumbing. Because your home is packed with these unique, constantly shifting variables, a magnet that appears to work perfectly in a pristine lab might do absolutely nothing in your basement. Furthermore, time is quite literally of the essence here. For this to work, your water actually has to spend enough time exposed to the magnetic field to see any theoretical effect. Combine this tricky flow rate challenge with a total lack of standardized industry testing, and honestly, trying to compare the effectiveness of one brand to another becomes a complete guessing game.
And here's a major reality check for anyone hoping for a magic wand. If your home's pipes are already choked with years of hard limescale buildup, magnets will not magically clean them out. If significant scale is already there, these devices are not going to restore your existing pipe capacity. At their absolute best, if all the variables align perfectly, they might just slow down future growth. Now, that has some value for sure, but it is an entirely different thing from actually cleaning your plumbing.
So where does that leave us? Let's wrap things up with Section 4, the bottom line verdict.
Breaking down your actual options reveals a really clear divide. For scale prevention, magnetic filters yield highly variable results, which kind of makes them a risky bet if you're trying to protect critical, expensive appliances like boilers. For reliable results, proven alternatives like ion exchange water softeners, thermostatic descaling maintenance, or professionally licensed chemical inhibitors, Those remain the true, trusted industry standards.
Now, if you understand the risks and you still want to experiment with a magnet as a low-effort first step, just be a smart consumer. Demand clear technical specifications and please, only spend your money on products that are actually backed by rigorous third-party testing. Ignore the flashy marketing guarantees.
I think this quote perfectly sums up our investigation today. Magnetic water filters are not automatically fake, but they're also not a universal solution. There is some science showing they can affect scale in highly specific scenarios, but they are absolutely not a guaranteed fix for every home. Their effectiveness is entirely dependent on your unique situation.
So, before you spend a single dime, you really have to ask yourself, what is your home's unique water chemistry? Are you just trying to protect a single pipe, or are you hoping a simple magnet will somehow outsmart decades of proven plumbing science? Ground your expectations, understand your water, and choose wisely. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and as always, keep questioning the science behind the sale.